Allahu Akbar. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. Waladdallin. Ameen. This one is the science of aura. A lot of people think that aura, it's not a real thing. It's just like a swag. Maybe it is swag, right? But it's a real thing and it's very scientific, all right? So let's get into the actual meaning in a deep way. Now, give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, so let's get into this. This is the science of aura. This is a code that you may or may not know about. So let's get into the words. Let's get into science. Science, you think science is just some professor in a lab coat telling you to memorize things so you could pass and get a degree and be successful, be a good little worker bee. But that's not what science is. Science is war. Facts. Science is the systematic interrogation of reality until it breaks and tells you the truth, right? It's rigorous. It's, you get to exploit ideas, concepts, test them to find out the truth, right? Science or real science it has nothing to do with memorizing facts. Real science is destroying lies. You observe, you test, you measure, you break down the illusion until just the pattern remains. I'm gonna tell y'all some real wisdom right now. And remember this, Allah is real. And Allah speaks in patterns in mathematics, okay? Remember that, patterns. You gotta recognize patterns. Now, here's what any of my people in here who are of the letter, who are educated, have participated in academia, here's something that you're not really going to learn in a university or a school. The greatest scientists, y'all, throughout history were spiritual warriors. Straight up. Think about Isaac Newton. He spent more time studying the Bible and alchemy than he did on the math, on the physics, right? Einstein said that God doesn't play dice with the universe. You know what that means, right? Because a lot of people think that these people are atheists. They're not believers. They're believers. God does not play dice with the universe. What does that mean? God intelligently that we see and observe. Tesla, y'all heard of Nikola Tesla? He talked to pigeons and he claimed that he was receiving downloads from the cosmos. I'm not going to say that he did or didn't, but that's what he said. And he was a brilliant mind, so there may be something there. But anyway, mainstream society and schools, the schooling system, the education system, or the miseducation system, they've sold everyone big lies, right? They told you that science and spirituality is one or the other, right? That they're enemies. That will keep you weak. That'll keep you having half-truths, right? Because when you combine measurement with meaning, you are him or you are her, you become dangerous, right? When you combine mathematics with Allah's architecture, you're unstoppable, all right? True science reveals codes, and the code reveals the coder. Every equation is Allah speaking in numbers. It just is. Every law of physics is a verse from the divine. So let's get into aura. Maybe you think aura is some hippie nonsense, right? Crystals and incense and, Burning Man. But nah, that's not it. Your aura is your electromagnetic field. Facts. We talked about the heart, right? Your heart generates an electrical signal 60 times stronger than your brain. And we know that your brain is generating electricity at all times, right? To spark neurons. The heart is stronger. It produces more electricity and the current is more powerful. That signal does not stay locked in your chest, all right? That signal, and this is measurable, it radiates outwards 3 to 6 feet this way, that way, that way, that way, in all directions. It's very measurable, it's very quantifiable. They're doing it, right? And we talked about this before. It's the HeartMath Institute. They've conducted the studies and they proved it. That's at Stanford and Johns Hopkins. Now, this is not mysticism. It's not. This is physics. This is science. This is scientific. So before you say one word, your field has already told everyone in the room who you are, wherever you're at, in proximity. Everyone in proximity can feel you. And if they're tapped in, they know exactly who you are and what you're about, right? They know if you're strong, if you're weak, if you're dangerous, if you're harmless, if you're a leader, if you're a follower, it don't matter. And I got some information that might piss somebody off tonight. Most of you, and this is not to disrespect, I'm trying to put y'all up on game, but most of you are broadcasting weakness, a weak aura, a weak field. Your field is so pathetic that you can walk into a room and nobody even notices. Don't get in your feelings about this. Let's level up. All right. Some people speak passionately, and 5 minutes later, people like, was somebody talking? And that ain't got nothing to do with how loud you are, right? It's just the electric signature is not powerful. It's kind of trash. But we here to work on that. All right. Listen, and listen carefully, because I'm only going to say this once. Your heart is not just a pump. Your heart is a radio tower broadcasting your internal state 24/7 at all times. Every single heartbeat generates an electric pulse. That pulse creates an electromagnetic field. That field extends up to 6 feet in all directions. Some studies, they say they can go in even further depending on how coherent a person is. Now, before you shake somebody's hand, before you open your mouth, before you make eye contact, the field is communicating to everybody in proximity, and you can't lie with the field. You can't. It's impossible. You can lie with your words. You can lie with your body language. You can rent a Lambo, but you can buy followers on Instagram. You can do all of that, but you cannot fake your electric magnetic signature. The field broadcasts your real state, right? Real deal. Now, this is the version, it's broadcasting who you really are and not what you're putting up on Instagram. The real you. And people in proximity will feel it and they'll know exactly who you are, especially if they are coherent themselves, right? But most people, they don't really realize what they're feeling. I don't know about this person, right? It's not clear. Their nervous system is reading your field in milliseconds. And if they tapped in, they can decide safe or dangerous, valuable or worthy, right? But that is real, undeniable, all right? Now, let me show you the battlefield. Right now, as we sit here, some of y'all being attacked. No, everyone's being attacked. Every single day, every second of every day, and you're so asleep you think it's normal life, right? Let's talk about this one right here. This is an attack vector. This is your ops. This is your enemy right here. This is one of your enemies. On average, you're checking your phone 344 times a day. Yep. Every notification is a micro stressor. Every ping pulls you out of coherence. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between a text message or a lion attacking you. Listen, the human body is designed for survival, not cell phones, not all of the things that we have in our modern society, right? So it perceives everything as a threat, right? So that's why this, if you don't master this and manage it properly, is a vulnerability, an attack vector, an enemy, an op, whatever you want to call it. It is, all right? It's triggering your nervous system. And what comes out of a triggered nervous system? Fight or flight, argue, defensiveness, Both is going to fracture that electromagnetic field. You're being hit 344 times. You're not connected, not at all. You're being bombarded. You're being blitzkrieged. You're being destroyed. And here's another attack vector in which the holy month of Ramadan gives you the opportunity to get a handle on it. It's your diet, the food you eat. You're eating food that was genetically engineered in a laboratory to addict you. Processed trash, right? What does it do? It tastes amazing, smells good, it spikes your dopamine, but it crashes your insulin. That food destroys your gut microbiome. Your gut produces 90% of your body's serotonin. 90% comes from the gut. Little fun factoid. The stomach was the first brain. As life developed, they had simpler life forms had stomachs before brains, before a nervous system. We all needed a way in which we can absorb energy to be able to be alive, to move, to all of the things. Now, with your gut microbiome being bombarded with processed trash, serotonin is not happening. And serotonin, we need that. That regulates your mood and your heart rhythm, right? There's medical functions to serotonin as well, more than just feeling good, being positive and things like that. So when you're eating these processed foods, the body's trying to fight and attack and figure things out. So that's why you get bloated. One of the reasons, right? But that's the inflammation. It equals an incoherent heart when you're inflamed right here. You're eating chaos at least 3 times a day and wondering why you're so anxious. You feel off, right? And then that's 2 vectors of attack. Here's a third one. Weak-ass people. Weak-ass, punk-ass, fake-ass energy vampires. People who just take. They never give. People who complain. They never build. They have no solutions, only complaints, right? They're so incoherent and they're trying to pull you down to their frequency. They have to. Misery loves company. That's a real thing. And you allow them because you're weak too. So you're letting them. It's not the vibration, y'all. So coherence, this is something y'all got to get through your skulls. Coherence is the only thing that really matters. Some of y'all being like, well, it sounds like you complaining. What do? I'm going to tell you. You rebuild the field. You restore coherence. You realign with source. And I'm going to give you the exact formula. I'm not giving you theory. I'm giving you an actual constant, okay? The playbook. There's layers to this. And the first layer is the breath. Hear me out, y'all. This may sound simple, but it's very profound. It's very heavy. It's your breath. Your breath literally controls your heart, okay? Your heart controls your field, your electromagnetic field. Your field controls your reality, your physical reality in this world, in these 3 dimensions that we all perceive and are existing in. Slow rhythmic breathing at a 5 to 6 breaths per minute activates your parasympathetic nervous system. Write that down so y'all can research. Y'all need to research these things as well. Parasympathetic nervous system. You need to know about these things. And the rest that's a rest, and your digestive system needs a rest too, because your digestive system, people don't understand this, your immune system is down here. Everything's happening here. So when you are allowing the bombardment of food that you're putting in all the time, processed things that aren't being broken down properly, your digestive system is not at rest. You are utilizing a lot of your body's resources and you can't move right. You can't function right. You can't think right. Think about if you're doing 4 things at a time, right? Think about this consciously. You trying to deal with somebody on the phone, somebody right here in your face. You trying to like drive, I don't know, whatever, right? You feel chaos. It feels chaotic. It's too much to handle. Think about what your body is dealing with. When you are constantly trying to break down poisons and toxins and strange, bizarre things that we put in our body, a lot of the food that we eat it's not even food. It's food like it's not the vibrations. But anyway, that slow breathing that we're talking about, it'll shift you out of fight or flight. It'll smooth your heart rhythm. And I got to shout out to Brother Ricky. He up in here because he would always guide us through a breathing exercise before the briefs until we figure out the new platform. Well, we haven't done it yet because we got to figure out the new platform on this format, but that's coming back because I love it. And I think it's very good for our community. What are we doing? Inhale for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds. Inhale for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds. All right? That's layer 1. Layer 2 is gratitude. It's so real. I'm going to tell y'all where I employ gratitude. First of all, I do my best to do it throughout the day, but I sit consciously and do it after my workout when I'm in the sauna. I have at least a 5-minute period in which I'm thinking about the things that I'm just appreciative of and I'm grateful for, okay? Certain emotions can really break your coherence, build it, destroy it, whatever. Gratitude, this one has been measured with EKG machines in laboratories. So when they really did these studies, when a person is focused on gratitude, their heart rhythm becomes smooth and ordered. Who would have thought? So when people are focused, though, on resentment, their heart rhythm becomes jagged, chaotic, syncopated. It's not smooth. It's not on rhythm. Gratitude is a lot more than just a nice feeling. Gratitude is medicine for your electromagnetic state. Now I'm going to give you the best one, the best layer, layer 3. Connection to Allah. This is the master key. And let me say this, if I have anyone in here who is not Muslim and don't understand what I'm saying. Allah means the God, one God. That's it, okay? That's it. And Allah is the master key. Now, when we're breathing, your breath is stabilizing the body. The gratitude is stabilizing the mind. But connection to Allah stabilizes the soul. And when the soul is stable, everything downstream aligns. You good. Then there's another thing, and this is, I invite everyone in here, if you're not familiar with Islam, ask me questions, get you some information. But in Islam, we have something called dhikr, and that's remembrance of Allah, okay? That's worshiping and praising Allah throughout the day, right? We talk about that later. And also salah, that's submission, that's praying. That's one form. Everything is the beauty of Islam, y'all. Everything has layers and everything is deep. So prayer encompasses more than one thing. So salah is submission. It's the act of submission to God. And then dua is when we're personally talking to the Most High. That comes after salah, okay? And I'm going to tell y'all something for real, and any Muslims in here can bear witness to this. I can say this for myself. I'm not a very outward emotional person, but there are times when I'm in dua, I'm like, what is this stuff coming out of my eyes? What is this? Why is this happening? And it's not out of like pain or sadness. It's like, I don't even know if joy is the right word. It's just like a fulfillment. It's like in some way I'm getting confirmation that I am on that right trajectory, proper trajectory. And a lot of my life I wasn't. So it feels good to me, okay? Nothing that I mentioned, the submission, the remembrance, none of this is ritualistic, okay? These are electromagnetic alignment technologies. That's exactly what it is, right? Now I'm gonna give y'all the exact system for this, straight up. So there's a way to activate your field and do this daily. All right, y'all should jot this down, okay? You need a 7-minute morning practice that shifts you from chaos to coherence before you speak to a single person. Non-negotiable. Do that for yourself. Why not, right? So put your phone away, put it out there. If it's in your room, if it's in there with you, you're off, because there's electromagnetic signals coming from this thing when it's not even on, okay? So just get it away from you. Sit down, spine straight, feet on the floor, close your eyes. This is a war, and you about to load the weapon. All right. I have personally been employing this particular tactic since 2015. Wallahi. The first time I did it on my own, I was like, man, this works. I did it in the midst of a chaotic situation. I was in the airport and I just stopped and I just did the breathing exercise. I did it because I didn't know what else to do, because I was so hot. I get hot, y'all. I just said that I'm not an emotional person, but I am. You just don't see it. The emotion that used to manifest with me often, or not often, but heavy, was anger and rage. It used to be so bad I liked it. ED, past tense. I used to like it. So anyway, that tamed me down. That just calmed me all the way down. And I remember feeling so light for like a week. I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing that. All right, that's step one. Step two is controlling of the breath, of your breathing. Focusing on your chest. Imagine breathing in and out through your heart. Inhale for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds. Don't rush it, don't force it, let it flow. Big vibrations. Try y'all. Try to do that for like 3 minutes straight. Your heart rhythm will begin to synchronize with your breath. Facts, and that's foundation. Then step 3 is activating your gratitude. Be sincere about it, for real. Even if you ain't sincere at first, do it anyway until it becomes sincere, right? While you're breathing, doing your breathing exercise, bring to mind one specific thing that you are grateful for. And not like, for life, I'm thankful for my life. Are you? Be for real. Sincerely find something that you're grateful for and think about it, okay? Think about the first time your baby smiled at you or said, dad, or something like that. Grabbed your finger or super hard. Or that first PR you hit. You feel me? Think about something that you're really appreciative of. That exact second you felt Allah's presence in Salah. Feel it, right? Breathe. Let the chest expand. This emotion is organizing your electromagnetic field right now. Why? Because coherence is not a feeling. Coherence is a trained state. The protocol hacks your nervous system in 7 minutes. That's it, right? You skip this, you walk into the world with a weak field, that's on you. Weak fields lose. They get walked all over. All right? And then the second half to the protocol is a weekly purge. Weekly purge. Sunday night audit. Every Sunday night, you need to audit to identify and eliminate everything that's interfering with your field, with your coherence. You can't build a strong field if you're feeding your field poison every day. So this is where you cut off the dead weight. This is when you think about the things that you're doing. Think about the people that you're encountering or dealing with or holding space with. Think about the activities that you're doing that's either propelling you or holding you back every Sunday. Then you need to do a digital audit. Open your phone, check your screen time for like the last week. Write down the total, on the thing that gauges your, social, productive, like all of the things like that. Write down how many hours or days that you spent on social media or streaming. And then write down the hours that you spent in Salat or reading the Quran or the Bible, whatever your spiritual practice is, or training your body or building your business. Write that down. Be honest with yourself. It ain't for me. It ain't for none of your friends. It's for you. Be honest and write it down. And you got to look at that. All right. If the consumption is beating the creation, you are fucking up. Pardon my French. Why do they say French? It's not French. I don't even know French. I don't want to know French. You feel me? You messing up. If consumption is beating the creation, you losing. Delete one app completely for 30 days, something that just don't serve you. If you go to an app and it's just like feeding into your dopamine, right? Spiking you, and it can be something negative because a lot of social media is very negative, but people are addicted. What are you holding on to it for? What are you missing? You're missing some peace. That's what you're missing. All right. And I'm not talking about reducing usage on it. Just delete it. Just go cold turkey. That's what I do. Look, I can close chapters like that. Go cold. Just try it. The turkey is cold. Why do they say cold turkey? That's a weird thing too. Take that out, go cold turkey, and replace it with something that's going to benefit you, that's going to build you, okay? And then think about your relationships. List every person you spent time with this week. Next to that person's name, write down energized, neutral, or drained, and be honest. If somebody constantly drains you, I ain't got to tell you what you got to do. That is electromagnetic parasite. Set a boundary, cut them off. It's okay. Your field is your fortress, so you got to defend it like your life depends on it because it does. Or you don't care, carry on with your weak field. Coherence, this is important because coherence is not permanent. So you could be coherent for a while and then fall off, okay? Coherence is a state that you have to defend. So this kind of audit, it finds leaks and then you're able to seal them. Until next Sunday, do it. No excuses, all right? So I'm going to leave y'all with this. And I want to be very clear with you. You are not separate from your field. You are your field. Every thought you think broadcasts. Every emotion that you feel, it literally radiates. And all your intentions you hold, it creates an electromagnetic signature. That's who you are. Okay? Says everything about you. That signature will determine everything. It's going to determine who trusts you, who follows you, who wants to be near you, who wants to give you an opportunity. You can't hide it. You can't fake it either. The aura is the truth that you emit when nobody's watching. The world is full of loud-ass people. Loud-ass people got weak fields, weak, right? They talk a lot. They perform. They're always performing. But when you actually feel them, it ain't nothing there. It's weird. So you be the opposite. Talk less and build more. Train your coherence like you train your body. If you're training your body, you should be training your body. Protect your field like you protect your money. And when people ask you, how do you command rooms without trying? Just tell them this. I don't try to be magnetic. I align with the source of all magnetism. I don't try to have presence. I build coherence with discipline. And I'm conscious about being present with it, right? I don't chase influence. I create a field so strong that influence just follows me. I can't help it. And that's not being arrogant. That's physics. These are factual statements if you're aligned. And that's Allah's law applied through human effort. So stop making excuses. Stop blaming the world or anybody. I don't want to hear nobody blame nobody for nothing. Nothing. We can point out injustices, but don't blame nobody for none of your shortcomings. That's weak. All right? Train your field, strengthen your signal, align with Allah, and watch what happens. Not your words, but your frequency. Keep the weak people, they're going to keep talking. That's okay. You just keep building. Now, when the dust settles, I've always said this, when they talking, first of all, I asked my father a long time, like high school, like, why they keep bothering me? They keep talking about me and talking this, that, whatever. He said, son, that's not a problem. He says, the problem is when they ain't talking about you. I mean, you ain't important to them. All right, so remember that. But when that dust settle, you still standing, they're going to be like, damn, how you do it? He just smiled, chuck the deuces at him, because you know. All right, y'all? Bismillah. Allahu Akbar. We out of here. Peace.